Welcome to another live feed. This is V, the miniseries that came out back in the early 80s. I remember this miniseries like it was yesterday, man. It was on NBC, the two-part American science fiction television miniseries that was written by and directed by Kenneth Johnson. It made its debut on NBC in 1983, initiated the science fiction franchise concerning reptilian aliens known as the Visitors, trying to gain control of Earth of the reaction by the human populace. So V, that means that stood for visitors. Humankind's last stand. So I remember this, man. This was in the early 80s. They used to wear them red, uniforms and stuff like that. Let's stuff about, aliens, like green, like greenish aliens, what I'm saying, from the vent. And it's just crazy stuff, man. A race of aliens, arriving on Earth in a fleet of 50 huge saucer shaped motherships. I remember that. Hovering over major cities across the world. And they built themselves on the roof of the United States building in New York City. New York City. That's what they was known as, the visitors. The people that know the aliens. And that's what it's about. Michael Donovan, I guess that's the character that was in the movie, in the main series, covertly boards one of the motherships, the visitors, and Donovan discovers their human-like facade, but then genetic skin, human eye contact lenses, and aliens are carnivorous reptilian humanoids with horned foreheads and green scaly skin. He witnessed them eating whole live animals such as rodents and birds, stuff like that. So that's what it was in this film, in this miniseries. So I remember this very well. They used to wear those uniforms, the blood red letter V, victory. I guess that's what it stood for also, for victory, but the visitors, that's what the aliens were, visitors. And they had the spray painted over posters promoting visitor friendship among humans. The symbol was inspired by Stanley Bernstein's father, Abraham Holocaust survivor. The miniseries ends with the visitors now virtually controlling the Earth, and Julie and Elias send a transition to space to ask other alien races for help defeating the occupiers. So those uniforms, man, I definitely remember that. The visitors swastika like emblem, like the SS like uniforms, and the German uh, Luger like laser weapons. The miniseries became an allegory of Nazism. So a youth auxiliary movement called the Friends of the Visitors has similarities to the Hitler Youth. The Visitors attempts to co-opt television news reporters suggest the Nazi era propagandization of news through the film industry. Human interaction with the visitors resembles occupied Europe during World War II, with some citizens choosing collaborations while others join underground resistance movements. Thanks for people that hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like the content. Where the Nazis primarily persecuted Jews, visitors persecute the scientists, their families, and anyone associated with them. So as the visitors start eliminating scientists who reveal their true nature, Jewish family hesitates on whether to help their scientist neighbor and his family until their grandfather suggests that to do otherwise would mean they had not learned anything from the past. Now, V was inspired by Sinclair Lewis's anti-fascist novel It Can't Happen Here. Director and producer Kenneth Johnson wrote an adaptation titled Storm Warnings in 1982. The script was presented to NBC production as a television miniseries, but NBC executives rejected it as too surreal for the average viewer, American viewer. So to make the script more marketable, they recast as man-eating extraterrestrials to capitalize on the popularity of franchises such as Star Wars. So the production costs about $13 million. That's the equivalent of 42 million in 2025. So the production schedule was tight to be ready for broadcast during May 1983 sweeps. Over time, the genre typical larger number of visuals and makeup effects led to high costs. Production was halted for 2 weeks when Dominique Dunne, 22-year-old actress originally cast to play Robin Maxwell's murder outside her apartment by her ex-boyfriend while rehearsing with actor David Packard. Some scenes with her are still in the original series, but only the back of her head. Leah Tefkin was hired to play Robin after her death. They dedicated the series to her in her memory. For its marketing aspects, it was posted on the train stations of a small man behind around sunglasses, others grinning, along with him with only a motto. The visuals are our friends to explain it. Days later, those posters had a red V for victory spray painted on them. Nothing suggests this was an advertisement for a television show, which made the marketing even more intriguing. So it premiered on May 1st, 1983, being broadcast the next evening, May 2nd, May 1st, on Sunday, 1983. Then part two was being broadcast the next evening, May 2nd. Two-part miniseries was broadcast at a length of 200 minutes. The first part became Kingdom, second most popular program of the week, 40% of the viewing television audience. Now, the legacy of V is that it spawned a sequel to V, The Final Battle. This is probably the one I remember the most, probably 84. Not necessarily 83, 84. I definitely remember the series because I remember watching it. It might have been 84, that's when I started getting into it myself. I don't think it was 83. It might be wrong about that, but I think 84 to 85. The V, the series, the V, The Final Battle, I remember those series right there. So it continued on in the next few years. The Final Battle, stuff like that. So it's a very iconic miniseries. When you look at it, it really is. So I remember these shows, man. These are old stuff from back in the day. Yep, this is a big miniseries, man. Back then, very old, but it's definitely like a classic, man. A miniseries. They did another one, be the second generation. This came out what, 2008? Well, this was a book. It was a novel written by Kenneth Johnson. So like I said, man, there's a lot that happened during that time. I won't be long-winded, but this was a great series, mini-series. Very iconic, very influential. It did a lot. The ratings was up, it was very successful. Like the first miniseries, V, The Final Battle, was successful for NBC. It's 3 parts, had a 25.1 rating, 37 share. It beat out the ABC's miniseries, The Last Days of Pompey. That came out in 1984. This was what was going on at the time. And you had a lot of miniseries that was going on at the time compared to today. I might be out of touch, but back then, man, you always had miniseries in the 80s. That's why I like doing this on my own channel. Chronicle these historic stuff that I remember growing up as a kid watching these miniseries, and it definitely was a cult classic, man. This V series was something that was iconic at the time. It spawned a lot. V, the original miniseries 2 part, then a 3 part series in 1984, the V weekly series, the V weekly series even 2009, 2011. So this is something that really resonated with the world in terms of what was going on at the time with this kind of mini series. It won 36 Primetime Emmy Awards. They were nominated. They didn't win, but they were nominated for outstanding achievement in makeup, film, sound, and editing for a limited series or special, say individual achievements, special effects, visual effects. They did win in 1996 the best genre video release, 1996. Like I said, this is great, great miniseries. I just wanted to talk about it on my channel. So hit the like button. 3 people hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Be back at 2 o'clock for the New York Mets, 1986 Mets. I'm almost finished with that book. This chapter is gonna be about the decline of the Mets because they won the championship in '86. They beat the Red Sox in 7 games and all that, but they should have won more than just that one championship. So the next chapter is gonna be mainly about why they didn't win enough, why they didn't win enough championships that they should have won, because they had a chance to really do great things as a team, because they had everything that they needed to be successful and win championships. Despite the time that they had, they still had a chance to win more championships than ever before. And I think from that standpoint, that's worth writing about in this chapter. That's going to be coming up at 2 o'clock. So I'm gonna come back at 2 o'clock with another live feed. Got one at 2:30, 2011 NBA Finals between Dallas Mavericks and the Miami Heat, and then later on be doing a 60 years retrospective on John Artis and Hurricane Reuben Carter, because he was born in Clifton, New Jersey. He was a boxer, and obviously that turned to a movie with Denzel Washington. I'm against that because 60 years ago he was falsely accused of some murder that happened at the Lafayette Bar and Grill in Paterson, New Jersey, and he dealt with that kind of bad rap. So we're going to revisit that because that happened in 1966, in June 1966. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I see 3 people that like the content so far. Hopefully you're new to the channel. If you are a subscriber, welcome aboard. Best yet to come. It helps the channel when you subscribe, not just when you hit the like button. I actually like the content. Appreciate it. I'll be back at 2 o'clock for 1986 New York Mets. Until then, talk to you at 2 o'clock.